There's been a lot of fear just because there wasn't a lot of official information. Even now, we're still not quite sure what happened, just like rumors.
Well, this morning, some clarity into the situation at UW-Platteville. We have campus reaction to what police are now calling an apparent murder-suicide.
Plus, recovering from severe weather, how one nursing home is picking up the pieces. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Wednesday. I'm Kyrie Lee.
I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for tuning in. Boy, you got enough of your rain yet? We've just been, it's been a long stretch of this. I'm ready for some sunshine. It doesn't look like we're going to get it anytime soon, though.
Yeah, not quite, but yeah, the cold and rain, ready for it to go away. But Savannah is out on the patio this morning, live here in Madison, to get us up to date. Good morning.
Thank you, guys. Good morning. Breezy conditions and scattered showers going to affect a lot of the day. Similar to yesterday, it just won't be as widespread. We had a lot of heavy rainfall yesterday. Most of southern Wisconsin picked up half an inch up to 2.5 inches. The heaviest is mainly north and northwest of Madison. All the heavier showers are directly east and north of Madison right now, but it's fairly widespread. Scattered showers are going to continue through the rest of the day today. Temperature is not going to move a lot from where we're sitting right now. We're at 44 in Madison, and that's where most of southern Wisconsin is waking up. Mid-40s out there, but we'll see near 50 degrees later today, upper 40s, lower 50s. And then we have even warmer temperatures to talk about and a sneak peek of Memorial Day weekend coming up.
All right, we'll talk to you then. Thank you, Savannah. Now back to our continuing coverage of an apparent murder-suicide at UW-Platteville, where two 22-year-old women were found dead.
Investigators say the women were killed in a shooting that happened Monday afternoon at Wilgus Hall. Police found both women with gunshot wounds in what they describe as an isolated and targeted incident. Other students were ordered to shelter in place and later had to evacuate the residence hall. Kelsey Martin of Beloit died at the hospital. She had just graduated a week ago with a degree in psychology and served as the assistant resident director at Wilgus Hall. Police say Hallie Helms of Baraboo shot herself and died at the scene. News 3 Now spoke with two students who went to high school with Martin. They say the lack of information from officials has fueled fear and rumors since no one knows what really happened between the two women.
A lot of the things we heard were just rumors that were going around, and I think that that's kind of hurtful. I think that if they would have said a few things, tried to keep the information truthful, it would have kind of quelled that a little bit.
Officials say they do not believe anyone else was involved in the incident. They are asking anyone with additional information to contact the UW-Platteville Police Department. Anyone needing mental health support can access walk-in urgent counseling sessions at the university from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the rest of the week. A toll-free emotional support line and the free UW Mental Health 24/7 line are also available. Students can also use Mantra Health for support. Final exams remain canceled for the rest of the week. And you can get the latest updates on this story sent straight to your phone with the Channel 3000 News app. With the app, you'll receive breaking news push alerts as soon as they happen. It's a free-to-download app. Just search Channel 3000 in your phone's app store.
Dane County deputies will not be charged for a death last year at the jail. After looking into the death of Lisa Harding, the Dane County DA determined deputies and jail staff will not face criminal liability. County officials say that Harding died from an accidental drug overdose less than 24 hours after booking. Harding was a suspect in 2 bank robberies. Surveillance video confirmed deputies conducted regular checks on her. An outside investigation by Madison police complied with state law and found no wrongdoing by jail staff.
The search for a missing boater is on hold due to weather. Last Friday, a sailboat tied to a kayak capsized in the middle of Lake Monona. 3 people made it to shore, but 1 person is still missing. Crews have been searching since Friday night. The search is now considered a recovery mission. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says they will resume the search today or tomorrow, depending on weather conditions.
5 people are displaced this morning after an apartment fire on Blossom Lane on Madison's east side. The fire happened just before 6 o'clock yesterday morning in the basement of the apartments. Firefighters quickly knocked down the flames and confirmed no one was inside. No injuries reported. Damage is estimated at $100,000.
In state politics, former state lawmaker and current appellate judge Chris Taylor has officially announced her candidacy for the next Wisconsin Supreme Court race. The court plays a major role in shaping the future of abortion rights, voting maps, and other key issues in the state. Taylor is a well-known to Madison voters. She previously represented the downtown area in the state assembly.
I believe as a judge that one of my focuses is to make sure the judiciary is accountable, is accessible, and is as fair as possible to every Wisconsinite. Those are the kinds of commitments and those are the values that I bring to the state Supreme Court.
Taylor will face incumbent Justice Rebecca Bradley, who told reporters last month that she does plan to seek another term.
Major changes to Social Security benefits are on the way. Millions of Americans will see the impact.
Our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn, has the changes and what you need to know. Michelle Renee, good morning.
Chris, Kyrion, good morning. The changes impact nearly 3 million retired teachers, firefighters, police, and some federal workers. Now, that's if they receive a public pension that didn't withhold Social Security tax. Here's what you need to know. The Social Security Fairness Act ends long-time provisions that reduce benefits for people who are also eligible for other pensions. Ending the windfall elimination provision will boost monthly payments by an average of $360 by this December. And ending the government pension offset would increase monthly benefits by an average of $700 for thousands of people getting benefits based on living spouses.
It's not every single one of them, but these folks could see increases of what they say is maybe a few dollars a month to up to $1,000 a month in a benefit change. So this is a real game changer for a lot of those folks who did not actually pay into the Social Security system. Just to know, you don't have to do anything. The government will actually inform you, and you might even just see it in your check coming through.
For retirees who have been getting money back or more money back from the Social Security system in overpayments, the Trump administration will now withhold 50% of their benefits until that money is repaid.
Thank you.
In other local news this morning, at least 13 tornadoes touched down in Wisconsin last Thursday, according to the National Weather Service. 2 of those hit the community of Juneau. Recovery efforts continue at Clearview Retirement Center, where more than 50 windows were damaged. Clearview provides care for seniors with disabilities, chronic behavioral health conditions, traumatic brain injuries, and more. The executive director says that shattered glass forced staff to move a lot of folks away from their rooms for safety. During the tornado, Summer says one caregiver's quick thinking made all the difference.
She rescued the 3 residents in the group home. She got them down to the basement just as the roof was being torn off of the facility. I mean, she literally saved lives.
He adds that particular group home won't be usable for another 3 to 6 months. The team is still working to recover the garage and several staff vehicles that were damaged.
All right. Glad to see that they're back in recovery and everyone was safe. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage those storms caused whenever they rolled through. And just a reminder to all of us that we're right in the middle of severe weather season. So it's just always a good idea to be weather aware this time of year.
Weather aware and have a plan.
That's right.
Well, let's check on Savannah. What's coming up?
Well, guys, no severe weather, but definitely some pretty heavy rainfall that we're still expecting, and cooler weather. Might see a couple of showers last into Thursday, but at least we have highs in the 60s tomorrow afternoon. We'll recap the rain we've seen so far.
And we're talking Brewers coming up in our morning sports. You know, they're starting to win a few. And they've got a guy dealing on the mound. We'll see if they could pull off 3 in a row when we come back.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Hey, we are back. Time to see what's going on in the 608 this morning. Hey, the Madison Mallards are coming back to play this weekend.
Our Josh Breiter is live at Warner Park this morning with the big milestone they're marking this year. Josh, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. A little bit of rain isn't going to scare us away from the duck pond as we're gearing up for the 2025 season for Madison Mallards. We're under a little cover this morning, so we aren't getting totally wet. Sam Rubin is joining us this morning. Sam, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Oh my gosh, 2025 season, you guys are ready. The field's looking great.
Yeah, it is. So we're going into our 25th anniversary this year on the Mallard side, which is really exciting. So we're excited to celebrate with all of our fans. As normal, there's so many new things, a lot of surprises coming for opening day as well. So we're just really excited to really start the season off really strong.
Yeah, and you're welcoming us in. I can see the News 3 Now logo back on the screen. You guys are excited because this is really the time of year that you guys come out of your shells. Like, you are ready for the year.
Yeah, I mean, we have such an incredible staff that puts in work 12 months a year, right? And a lot of people forget that this takes a lot of work to get set up, and it's incredible what we can turn and what we can make happen. And there's still so many things that need to get done. Obviously, the weather's not super helpful on that, but you know, by opening day on Monday, everything comes into place, and we're all just excited to see people here again. That's what it's all about.
So you mentioned that 25th anniversary. I mean, that's a huge milestone.
Yeah.
What are you guys going to be doing to celebrate that this year?
Yeah, so we're hosting the All-Star Game this year. We're partnering with a couple different people, including you guys, on our drone shows. So this year we're doing 2 different drone shows. So we have one on May 30th, which is presented by you guys and Country Financial. And then we have another one after our All-Star Game in July. So we're really excited to be bringing in 2 separate drone shows to the Duck Pond this year. We've done one the past few years, and I've seen just such incredible success with it that we had to bring in a second one.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like fun. All right, what can families expect starting Monday? Because it's hard to believe we're already talking about game day on Monday.
Yeah, so Memorial Day is Monday, so 4:05 first pitch. Gates open at 3 o'clock. We have a couple fun surprises out in the kids zone, which is always a huge a kids thing, right? That's what we're all about, is the families and the memories. We have a couple fun surprises coming opening day with some beverages as well, and that will be really fun. But you know, we're just excited to get started. The team is excited. Donnie Scott, our manager, is back, and we're excited to just celebrate with all of the Madison community.
And you guys are always trying to find new things, make it a little bit more unique for fans. That's really what it's all about. It's all about the fan experience.
Exactly, yeah, and it's all about making sure our fans have a good time. And we always say we're affordable family fun. We have tickets starting at as low as $10, and we want everyone to be here. We want everyone to come to a game at some point this summer. It's not just for baseball fans. Like, it's a party with also some baseball going on. So that's what we're all about.
And you can plan ahead with those tickets too, way ahead, so you get it on the calendar.
Yeah, absolutely. We do group outings, birthday parties, bachelor parties, all the things. We have corporate spaces as well, which is where we are right now. We're in our Arch Solar Suite, which is a great spot for businesses, companies to bring out staff, clients, that sort of thing. So anything you could be potentially thinking of going to, anything with people, like, we can help you out.
I love it. All right, Sam, here's to 25 years. Congratulations.
Thank you.
If you'd like to learn more about the 25th anniversary for the Madison Mallards and what they're doing for 2025, just go to the story up on channel3000.com. Live at the Duck Pond, I'm Josh Spreiter, News 3 Now.
All right, Josh, exciting. The Mallards coming back, a bunch of fan experiences as usual.
It's a good time out there.
Yeah, maybe not this morning with all the rain, but it's still good stuff. All right, Josh Spreiter, thanks, buddy. Josh is always looking for good stuff to share in the 608. Got an idea for him? He'd love to hear from you. Reach out and let him know about it.
All right, Savannah, rain, go away.
I know, that's the story. We want some sunshine, right?
Yes.
I don't think we're going to see any by any means today, but as we gradually work towards Friday, that's when some sunshine is expected, and more so Saturday, and then mid to late week next week will be much better. We're at 44 right now. Showers going to continue all day today. They just won't be as widespread as what we had yesterday. Temperature is a little bit better, but still well below average. Most of us reaching a high right near 50 later today. This is all the widespread rain we're waking up to, for the most part east of Madison, affecting areas like Cottage Grove, Sun Prairie, Portland, and then areas near Cross Plains north and also northwest of Waunakee up near Wisconsin Dells. So much more widespread north and northeast of Madison, but everyone's going to see that rain later this afternoon. We'll see that increase then and then not move out of here until late tonight. This is what we've seen so far, just areas southeast of Platteville, about close to an inch. That's so much the case for Madison, Janesville, up just near the Dells. The heaviest of the rainfall, that track where any purple you see is basically up near Viroqua, La Crosse, Black River Falls. Those areas saw anywhere between 2 and up to 2.5 inches of rain. So everyone fell within the forecast, and we do see and have more rain that's in the forecast, which will include measurable rainfall through the day today. This is about close to lunchtime, still pretty widespread. Madison and northeast, that's where the heaviest rain is going to track through the morning and then into the afternoon. Showers spin behind the low pressure system and finally move out of here as we approach closer to midnight. Still going to see scattered showers, but closer to daybreak tomorrow, that's when rain is supposed to stop. We'll see winds out of the north, still breezy this afternoon, and then clouds finally decrease into tomorrow with warmer temperatures in the forecast. I think most of us will be near 60 the next 2 days. Once we get past the lower 50s, we'll see later today. As far as how much more rain is expected once we get into tonight through tomorrow early morning, about another ½ an inch up to an inch at the most expected. Winds will finally decrease too. Not so much this afternoon. Winds won't be as strong as what we had yesterday, but we're still going to see gusts range between 15 and up to 20 to 25 miles per hour. The stronger winds will be northeast of Madison. This is a look at tomorrow morning. Still expecting breezy conditions to start tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon. It'll probably be a little on the breezier side tomorrow if you compare that to what we'll see later today. And then as we get closer to Friday, that's when some sunshine's expected to return with highs back into the lower 60s, mid 60s for Memorial Day weekend with your next chance of showers after today, Sunday into Monday, and then even warmer Wednesday through Friday next week.
The NFL League meetings are underway in Minneapolis, and there are two big proposals on the table, with one already getting the okay on Tuesday. NFL players will be allowed to play in flag football in the 2028 Olympic Games. The other, well, it's the Packers' proposal to ban the tush push. Now, in order for it to pass, the league must receive approval from 24 of the 32 owners. Remember, back in April, teams were split, 16 for, 16 against, on whether to ban it. Well, it's been a very busy couple of weeks for John Tonje. The first-team All-Big Ten guard showcased his skills at the NBA Draft Combine last week, but he hasn't only been preparing for next month's draft. The projected second-round pick also tried a different sport. Tonje was in Chicago throwing out the first pitch before the White Sox game, and we know he's a sharpshooter on the court, but he might want to tweak that form on the mound if he wants to bring the heat. Well, hey, don't look now, but the Brewers kind of hot right now. 2 straight wins for the crew, looking to make it 3, and Logan Henderson was dealing. He struck out 7 in 5 innings of work to become just the 10th pitcher since 1902 to strike out 7 or more batters in each of his first 3 starts in the majors. And he got some run support too. Bryce Terang says, "You rang." His solo shot puts Milwaukee on the board. Brewers win again, 5-2 the final. One of the best to ever lace up the skates at Wisconsin is calling it a career after the Winter Olympics in February. The games will be Hillary Knight's 5th and final time representing the United States. And the former Badger has done a lot of winning on the world stage. She's an Olympic champion, a 3-time silver medalist, and has 10 women's world titles to her name. And that's it for Morning Sports. Have a great day.
We're back to talk with the author of a riveting healthcare article in Madison Magazine right after this. Oh, we're back. You know, Madison Healthcare has a top-tier reputation, but behind the rankings and the awards, there are patient stories that paint a much different picture. It's the focus of a riveting expose by Madison Magazine this month. And digital editor Anna Katakis is here this morning to talk all about it. So, Anna, you met with a lot of different patients for this story in your reporting. How would you sum up their experiences?
Yeah, and I think it's something that resonates with even patients I didn't speak with, right? But there's a lot of frustrations and a lot of disappointment that come with being a patient and interacting with healthcare. Even somewhere like Madison, where we have these great hospitals, we have these great doctors, we have all these really innovative biotech and life science companies. So I was finding that a lot of patients are experiencing really long wait times just to get an appointment, just to see a physician. And then when it comes to primary care, they were having really short visits where they weren't really getting their needs and their concerns met. And on top of that, they're paying a premium for that experience and still not feeling satisfied.
Boy. So, I mean, what's the solution here? I mean, what can we do about it? What are these patients doing? What can folks at home do if they're experiencing the same thing?
Yeah, so for a lot of the article, I do focus on primary care. There is something called direct primary care that's really growing in Madison, really taking off here. The way that works is people pay a membership instead of a fee-for-service model. They can see a primary care doctor for an hour per appointment for as many appointments as they want once they're a member. It's outside of the traditional insurance-based model. So a lot of people are turning to those alternatives to kind of solve that problem.
I mean, do you see this as something that's going to transform the healthcare industry, or is this just, you know, one of those options in the healthcare industry is just too big, you know, to be, you know, radicalized or changed or any overwhelming shift in how people receive health care.
Yeah.
So is this just kind of like it's an option?
For sure. I mean, direct primary care is a supplement to other kinds of healthcare. It's just for primary care, so it can't be your one-stop shop for everything. But I think it's really encouraging that in Madison there are physicians and practice owners and patients who are willing to look for those other options and create them if they don't exist, to find those solutions.
Anna, where can our viewers find the article?
Yeah, you can find it online on Madison Magazine, or you can also buy our print issue and find it there.
All right. Thanks for your reporting and sharing your story with us this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. We're back right after this.
I saw her once or twice on campus and said hi, but it was very sad and shocking to hear.
This morning, tragedy at UW-Platteville. We continue our coverage of the apparent murder-suicide investigation on campus.
Plus, Americans are expected to travel in record numbers this weekend. What you need to know before you go.
Thanks for tuning in, folks, to News 3 Now this morning on a Wednesday. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Unley. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. You'll definitely need an umbrella, a rain jacket, something this morning.
Yeah, more rain, and we put Savannah out in it just to show you that it's raining outside. She is on the patio live here in our Madison headquarters to tell us what you can expect when you step out the door. Hey there.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, breezy and a rainy start, unfortunately. We do have pretty widespread rain north and also northeast east of the city of Madison. That's affecting areas up near Sun Prairie and then Cottage Grove along with Cross Plains when you're looking at Dane County. And then you can see all the green on radar this morning up near Camp Douglas, Wisconsin Dells, much more widespread across Jefferson County near Watertown and then north near Fond du Lac, Sheboygan and Manitowoc. Our winds are not as breezy as this time yesterday. It was really windy. We're still going to see breezy conditions continue today, tomorrow and Friday, but just not as strong of gusts compared to yesterday overall. These are where our temperatures sit right now. Most of us are sitting in the mid 40s, so not mild, but we'll talk about when a mild stretch of weather returns to southern Wisconsin coming up.
All right, we'll talk to you then. Thank you, Savannah. Now back to our continuing coverage of the apparent murder-suicide at a UW-Platteville dorm, where two 22-year-old women were found dead.
Investigators say the women were killed in a shooting that happened on a Monday afternoon at Wilgus Hall. Police found both women with gunshot wounds in what they described as an isolated and targeted incident. Other students were ordered to shelter in place and later had to evacuate the residence hall.
Throughout the day on Tuesday, police did allow students to re-enter the dorm to collect their belongings.
News 3 Now's Arman Rahman has more from the Platteville campus.
Campus police and state investigators have now confirmed they found two female students in Wilgus Hall Monday, one who was shot and one who shot herself in what they're calling a targeted and isolated incident.
Just never would have expected it to happen in Platteville.
24 hours later, and high emotions still run through UW-Platteville campus.
Still a bit in shock. I'm a bit numb. I'm sure it's going to come crashing down on me in a couple of days.
On Monday afternoon, UW police officers found 22-year-old Kelsey Martin of Beloit with a gunshot wound at Wilgus Hall. She was taken to UW Hospital where she was pronounced dead.
We knew Kelsey. She was someone we graduated with in high school, so we've known each other for a long time.
22-year-old Hallie Helms of Baraboo was found dead at the residence hall. Authorities say the recent early education graduate had shot herself.
We're a really strong community, and I feel like most people here know each other. It's just kind of hard. It's sad.
Martin had just graduated a week ago with a degree in psychology. She was the assistant resident director at Wilgus Hall.
I took a couple classes with her in high school. I saw her once or twice on campus and said hi, but very sad and shocking to hear.
She described in her LinkedIn that she would respond to emergencies like mental health incidents and policy violations at the dorm. Martin had said in a recent university spotlight she enjoyed the connection she made working in the residence hall with people she would never have interacted with before.
Super good person, so it's horrible of anyone. It never should have been anyone.
Law enforcement says there are no other subjects they believe were involved at this time. They are asking for anyone with information to contact the UW-Platteville Police Department. Reporting on UW-Platteville's campus, Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.
For anyone needing mental health support, the university is offering walk-in urgent counseling sessions for the rest of this week from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. A toll-free emotional support line is available along with the free UW Mental Health 24/7 line. Students can also access Mantra Health Services. Final exams for the remainder of the week are canceled. And you can get the latest updates on the story sent straight to your phone with the Channel 3000 News app. With the app, you'll receive breaking news push alerts as soon as they happen. It's free to download. Just search Channel 3000 in your phone's app store.
A man is now charged for a deadly stabbing outside of Fitchburg's Monkey Shines Bar and Grill. Rodney Golden is accused of first-degree intentional homicide. During a court appearance yesterday, a judge set his bond at $1 million. If convicted, he faces up to life in prison. The stabbing happened May 6th in the parking lot of Monkey Shines on McKee Road. When police got there, the people involved had already taken off. They later say that 39-year-old Myron Dunlap checked into a hospital with life-threatening stab wounds, where he later died. Police later arrested Golden at a home in Sun Prairie. They say they found a rifle and nearly 500 grams of fentanyl there.
Police arrested a 12-year-old boy and a 14-year-old boy in Monona after they stole a car and led police on a chase. Around 11:30 on Monday night, officers spotted the car without taillights on Monona Drive. The driver sped off and police eventually ended the chase. Minutes later, the car nearly T-boned another officer at Atwood and Elmside. The car then crashed into a tree. The boys ran away but were quickly caught. Police say the 12-year-old had stolen a different car just 2 days earlier.
Nurses at Unity Point Health Meriter in Madison say they are ready to strike. They have been trying to negotiate a new deal with the hospital for better pay and safer working conditions. The two sides are set to bargain again on Monday. If they don't reach an agreement then, the union says about 1,000 nurses will be ready to walk off the job the following day.
Beloit Assistant Chief Thomas Stigler has been named interim police chief ahead of Chief Andre Sale's departure. Stigler, a veteran of the Milwaukee Police Department, will officially take over on June 7th. He previously served as interim chief in 2020. Stigler says he's committed to continuing strong, community-driven policing. The Beloit Police and Fire Commission will soon begin the search for a permanent chief.
Congressman Derek Van Orden wants to get rid of the state's spring elections. The congressman told the Wisconsin Eye that not enough Republicans vote in those and that spring elections are inefficient. He wants to instead remove spring races like judicial and school board races and fold them into regular midterms or the presidential cycle. Van Orden says holding multiple elections each year creates voter fatigue and wastes money. State lawmakers would, of course, had to approve any changes to state election laws.
State lawmakers are working to attract more film production to Wisconsin. The Badger State is one of about 13 states that don't offer a tax incentive for TV and film projects. A new bill would create a state film office and provide a $10 million annual tax incentive for productions that film and hire crews in Wisconsin. Yesterday, the Senate Committee on Utilities and Tourism held a public listening session on the bill.
Keeping an eye on the markets on Wall Street this morning. Stocks are starting to slip in overnight trading. Dow futures are down more than 300 points, or about 0.8%. NASDAQ futures are down about 0.5%, and S&P futures are down about 0.5% as well. It comes after all that momentum has slowed from Wall Street bouncing back from a deep hole that it experienced early this year after plunging from an all-time high in 2025.
This morning, 5 inmates are still on the run after a jailbreak in New Orleans last Friday. Authorities say a jail worker has confessed to helping 10 men escape. That employee is now behind bars. He told investigators that an inmate threatened to shank him if he didn't help. At least one of the jail's security cameras wasn't working the morning of the escape, and guards skipped required security checks.
Well, the unofficial Memorial Day weekend travel period starts up tomorrow, and ahead of it, the FAA is reducing the number of flights at Newark International by about 25%. The new order limits them to 28 arrivals and 28 departures an hour for now. Those numbers are set to rise when some daily runway construction ends. It comes after weeks of flight delays and multiple air traffic control outages. Experts say aging equipment and staffing shortages are part of the problem at airports across the country. But they say flying is still safe.
Starting tomorrow, 1.4 million more people are expected to travel at least 50 miles from home compared to last year.
Our consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn is here with what you need to know if you're thinking about heading out. Good morning.
Chris, Kyrion, good morning. More than 45 million people are expected to travel this weekend. AAA says the vast majority are going by car, and last year, 87% of travelers drove to their destinations. If you plan to drive, you can expect to pay less for gas this year. The average price for gas in Wisconsin is currently $2.97. Officials suggest leaving early to avoid traffic congestion. With most tariff effects not expected to impact consumers until June or July, renting a vehicle and staying in a hotel may also cost less this weekend. Airfares are down nearly 8%, with 3.6 million passengers expected to fly. And if you plan to visit a state park, the Wisconsin DNR urges you to plan ahead. With over 20 million annual visitors, parks can get crowded, so buying vehicle passes online and reserving campsites in advance is key. Most areas are open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. The DNR also reminds visitors to pack up their trash, be tick aware, and explore lesser known spots using their online tools. On Memorial Day Monday, officials are predicting that the most congested time on the roads will be from 4 to 7 p.m.
So take notes. You don't want to be out there with a bunch of people on the road if you're traveling back home. All right, Michelle Renee, thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, the Brewers are heating up with 2 straight wins for the Crew, and they're looking to make it 3. Logan Henderson was on fire, striking out 7 over 5 innings. He's now just the 10th pitcher since 1901 to strike out 7 or more batters in each of his first 3 starts. He got plenty of run support. Bryce Terang answered the call with a solo shot to put Milwaukee on the board. Brewers win again. Final score 5-2.
There we go, picking up some momentum.
Finally rebounding from that rough
Yeah,
start.
it was a rough start, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right, see if the Crew can get rolling.
They're back. All right, let's check in with Savannah. What's coming up?
We're still tracking showers and breezy conditions, but we do have a warm up in the near future. We'll have those details coming up.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Well, temperatures are sitting in the mid-40s. Not off to a bad start as far as those go, but we are waking up to some pretty widespread showers across the Cottage Grove areas, Sun Prairie, Portland, and then also near Cross Plains. We will see scattered showers continue all day today. The most widespread rain, though, right now is all north and northeast of the city of Madison, the Dells, Camp Douglas, Fond du Lac, Manitowoc, and Sheboygan. The areas that could use the most rain are actually south of the city of Madison, most of southern Wisconsin, at least abnormally dry. That updated drought monitor came out last week. We'll show that in a second. The Platteville, Madison, Janesville, Monroe areas all saw about an inch of rain. Closer to Viroqua, La Crosse, and Black River Falls, those were the places that saw the heavier rainfall totals, anywhere from those lighter shades of blue and the purples. Black River Falls, Viroqua, and La Crosse saw closer to 2 to 2.5 inches of rain, and then Fond du Lac about inch and a half. We will still see and tack on a little bit more rain this afternoon. Madison right now sitting at 10 miles, so a lot of southern Wisconsin, about half the area up to full visibility, but where the heavier and more widespread rain sits right now, that's where we have the lower visibilities. Mineral Point's down to 2.5 miles. Boscobel's at 2. Wisconsin Dells right now up to 7 miles. Today's also going to feature cool and breezy conditions. 18 miles per hour, the peak wind since Monroe. These have come down since what we had yesterday, but still going to see gusts range between 15 and up to 25 miles per hour. A couple areas northeast of Madison could still reach a gust up to 30 miles per hour later today. The low pressure finally starts to spin away from the area, but that will allow showers behind that still continue through the evening and even early nighttime hours. This is almost midnight now, heading into early Thursday morning. That's when the system moves out completely, but leaving a lot of cloud cover still. Warmer temperatures tomorrow, but we're still going to be cooler than where we should be, close to the 70-degree mark. We'll only see highs get close to 60 tomorrow. The good news is we'll see a little bit of sunshine return. I think we'll see more to start Friday morning out, but with that and the cooler air that we're going to see Thursday night into Friday, patchy frost is yet again possible, temps dipping down into the upper 30s. This is about how much more rain can be expected. Areas south and near Madison, couple tenths of an inch up to half an inch. West of the area near Prairie du Chien, Boscobel, Platteville, it's probably going to be the communities that see the least amount of rainfall. Any blues, so mainly northeast of Madison, where the heavier and a little bit more widespread of rain will sit later today. That's going to be more so half an inch up to 3/4 or maybe even closer to an inch. This is the abnormally dry conditions, the yellow, and then even a moderate drought. Platteville, Monroe, Janesville, Lake Geneva, those areas in the tan. Again, those are the places that could use the most amount of rain, and they will see the least along with areas west. The good news is temperatures start warming up. Wednesday through Friday next week will be a lot warmer.
Look at that, 70s coming back.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Same. All right, thanks, Savannah. Hey, we're looking for some Plan My Day videos. We'd love for you to record one and send it in. Savannah will give you a customized forecast. Share where you are and your name. Upload the video to the website, the First Warn Weather app, Facebook Messenger, or email it to us, and we'll put it on the air.
Well, we're in the 608 this morning, and the Madison Mallards return to play this weekend.
Josh Spreiter is alive at a soggy Warner Park this morning with a big milestone that they're marking this year. Good morning, Josh.
Hey, good morning, guys. A little bit of rain isn't going to scare us away from the ballpark this morning as we're gearing up for the Madison Mallards to return Memorial Day Monday. And this is a big year for them, 25 years. And here to talk a little bit more about that rich history is Vern Steinman this morning. Vern, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to see you. You've got kind of some vintage apparel on this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Excited to get in and celebrate the 25th year of Mallards baseball.
And you've been here since the very beginning.
Yeah, I was the first employee of the Mallards back in 2001, and I think most of the month of June we drew about 200 fans a night, and we kind of slowly built and got to where we are today. It's been a fun ride.
You know, 25 years of history in Madison, I mean, this has become a family destination for folks during the summer.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the way you make it work in a place like Madison and a business like ours is so fan-focused, you know, is we kind of have to be like Madison, right? We have to kind of be reflective of the city we're in, I think. And I've lived in Madison now for 25 years. I came here to start the team. I've realized that Madison's kind of weird. and the more weird things we do, the more our community reacts to it and enjoys it and has fun with it. And that, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And so we're always kind of challenging ourselves every single year to come up with new, fun, different things that we think people in our community are going to care about. And we've done a good enough job of that we're still here today. So that's exciting.
I love that. And it's all about the fan experience. You have many things here at the Duck Pond, including where we're standing here, the Duck Blind, which has become a hit over the years.
Yeah, the Busch Light Duck Blind, it's you know, again, being reflective of the city of Madison, this structure is built out of 44 recycled shipping containers. It's the only structure of its kind in the world that I am familiar with that actually has a permanent, you know, seating venue made out of shipping containers. This area here we lovingly call the hangover because it actually hangs over the field by about 10 feet. Nothing to do with maybe drinking a couple adult beverages out here. But then above us we have private spaces for like birthday parties, company outings, client outings and things like that in nice conditioned spaces. And we have private tables for groups of 6 people. We're doing a fun night this summer with Lola's Cocktail Lounge on the north side of Madison here. We're going to do a Lola's night, and we're going to do some of their food and some of their cocktails in the Busch Light Duck Blind for a night. So we're always doing fun things, and we're really looking forward to the summer.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be a good summer. And, you know, how can folks help you guys celebrate 25 years here in 2025?
You know, I love seeing people come out wearing their old gear, you know, and I can't tell anymore if they're getting it from when they were fans 20 years ago, or, you know, if they're getting it at a vintage shop in Madison, because we're seeing that happen more and more. So I love seeing the old gear come out to the stadium. That's a ton of fun for us. And you know, I love the stories too of people that came here as a kid, but then came here to celebrate their 21st birthday, and now are bringing their kids here, you know, and so it's fun to see those stories, and the more we hear them and our staff hears them, the more fun it is for us, for sure.
And the season kicks off Monday afternoon?
Well, there's no kickoffs in baseball, Josh.
Or first
of
pitch,
course,
yes, yeah.
But I'll give you a pass on that. The May 26th, Memorial Day, 4 o'clock game. We play 36 home games over the summer. The Nightmares will launch in mid-June on the softball side of things. So almost every night of the summer from mid-June until mid-August, there's something fun happening out here at the ballpark, and we're looking forward to a great summer.
Awesome. Congratulations on 25 years.
Thank
Very
you.
good to talk with you. And if you'd like to learn more about what's happening here in 2025, just go to the story up on channel3000.com. Live at the Duck Pond this morning, I'm Josh Spreiter, News 3 Now.
All right, thanks, Josh. Another exciting season of Mallards baseball. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Josh.
Yes.
Josh is always looking for inspirational stories to share with you in the 608. Got an idea for him? Reach out and let him know about it.
Coming up in the morning sprint, the new trends in how major city populations are changing after the pandemic.
Got a little kiddo turning 3 soon? Send us a picture. We'll show it on TV. We are back, and it is time for the morning sprint.
Police say a gun was involved in the incident on the UW-Platteville campus that left 2 students dead. Officers found 2 22-year-old women with gunshot wounds. Kelsey Martin of Beloit died at the hospital. Investigators say Hallie Helms of Baraboo shot herself and died at the scene. Police say no one else was involved, and they are asking anyone with information to contact the UW-Platteville Police Department.
Right now, near Arlington, the two right lanes of I-39 northbound are closed because of a fire. The lanes are expected to be closed for the next hour and a half or so. Again, that's the two right lanes on I-39 northbound. We are looking to learn more about what's going on here.
Dane County jail staff are cleared of any wrongdoing in the death of an inmate last year. An independent investigation concluded Lisa Harding died from an accidental drug overdose. Harding was booked into the jail in February of 2024 as a suspect in 2 bank robberies.
The search for a missing boater is on hold because of the weather. A sailboat tied to a kayak capsized in the middle of Lake Monona Friday. 3 people made it to shore, but 1 person is still missing. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says they will resume the search today or tomorrow, depending on the conditions.
A man is now charged for a deadly stabbing in Fitchburg's Monkey Shine Bar and Grill. Rodney Golden is being held on murder charges with a $1 million cash bond. Police say he stabbed and killed 39-year-old Myron Dunlap in the bar parking lot on May 6th.
America's major cities grew last year. It reverses a pandemic-era trend of declines. Census Bureau data shows most big cities gained folks. New York, Houston, LA, they all saw the largest increases. 94% of the nation's biggest cities grew during the 12 months ending last June. The nation's total population rose by 1%, the largest annual increase in nearly 25 years.
Well, temperatures will still be colder than normal the next several days. Highs are only going to reach the lower 50s this afternoon, and we're still going to see scattered showers all day long and then into early tonight. Tomorrow, at least, temperatures climb back to 60. Really looking forward to mid to late week next week, though, when we get back into the 70s.
It'll feel nice.
Yes.
Looking a lot better. Savannah, thank you.
Have a great one.